Overhauling the fuel injection pumps on generator number 3. As December 2025 approached, our maintenance schedule on board was becoming tighter each day. Generator number 3 had already accumulated almost 6,500 running hours, far beyond the 6,000-hour due date for the fuel injection pump overhaul. It was time to give the machine the attention it deserved, and I knew the job would be long, meticulous, and crucial for the ship's reliability. We began early in the morning. I isolated the generator from remote operation and shifted it into manual blocking mode. Then we carefully shut the fuel valves, secured the starting air line, and turned off the lube oil priming pump and the centrifugal bypass system. To ensure safety and avoid compression buildup, we opened all the indicator cocks on cylinders 1 through 5. With everything safe and secured, the real work started. I worked alongside our powerhouse oiler, Oiler A, Mr. Slow. Despite the nickname, he was steady and reliable, the kind of partner you want during a delicate overhaul. Together, we began removing the fuel injection pumps one by one. Each pump was pulled out slowly, making sure we didn't damage the plungers, barrels, or the delicate O-rings inside. To avoid any confusion later on, every pump we removed was tagged with its corresponding cylinder number, from cylinder 1 all the way to cylinder 5. Mixing them up during reassembly would be a disaster, so we kept the work area organized and the parts properly labeled. As we continued dismantling the pumps, I took the opportunity to train 2 of our younger engine crew, Oiler B, Darwin, and our wiper, Regie. I showed them how to properly dismantle the plunger and barrel, where the critical clearances were, and how to inspect for wear or scoring. It was a good hands-on learning moment for them, and they were eager to absorb every detail. By midday, all 5 fuel injection pumps were fully stripped down, cleaned, inspected, and reassembled with fresh O-rings. Then came the satisfying part, reinstalling each unit back to its rightful cylinder. One by one, the injection pumps slid back into place, secured and aligned perfectly. Once everything was restored on generator number 3, I taught Darwin another essential task: how to take Pmax readings for each cylinder on all 3 generator sets. He learned quickly, and I could see he was gaining confidence. The next day, approaching Vietnam. The following day, as we neared Vinh Tan, Vietnam, I had to stop the fuel oil purifier for a quick check. I discovered a small leak and ended up replenishing about half a liter of gear oil. Not a big issue, but catching it early saved us from future trouble. Since I was already working on fuel systems, I decided to test the fuel injection valves for generator number 1 as well. That unit was also due for inspection soon. Luckily, I had 6 spare injectors already prepared and standing by. Later on, we conducted the scheduled rescue boat testing with our Korean third engineer. He was hardworking, polite, and always energetic, making the task smooth and efficient. After finishing the rescue boat, I continued with the free-fall lifeboat. I checked both batteries, selecting and testing them one by one. Then I confirmed all the lights were working, all in preparation for the upcoming PSC inspection, store's arrival, and more work. By afternoon, the supply boat arrived, bringing in nearly everything we needed. About 100 metric tons of water, new stocks of acetylene and oxygen, cleaning supplies, plastic brooms, garbage bags, and even laundry detergents. It felt like Christmas for the engine department. The next day, the third engineer and I replaced 2 general batteries that had reached the end of their service life. Oiler A, Mr. Slow, had a job order to paint several globe valves with gray paint, but I had to pull him away temporarily. We needed to investigate a steam leak under the boiler. After checking, we discovered it wasn't a boiler line at all. It was actually the return line from the incinerator waste oil tank. Good thing we caught it early. Meanwhile, Nambang was busy brazing a copper nut for the third engineer's freshwater generator since we had no spare available. It was a creative fix and he handled it well. End of the day. By the time all the tasks were done, the overhauls, the testing, the repairs, the inspections, the engine room felt like a perfectly tuned machine again. Everyone had contributed their part, from the oilers to the wiper to the engineers. It was one of those days where the teamwork, the sweat, the noise, and the smell of diesel all came together into something fulfilling. Another successful chapter in the daily life of a seafarer, one generator, one overhaul, and one hard-working team at a time. Right after we finished reinstalling all 5 fuel injection pumps on generator number 3, I stayed in the workshop for one more important task, the O-ring inventory. It might seem simple compared to the overhaul, but keeping track of these small rubber seals is crucial. One missing O-ring can delay the entire operation, or worse, cause a leak later on. I laid out the remaining O-rings on a clean workbench. Different sizes, colors, and thicknesses, each meant for a specific part inside the injection pumps. Using our maintenance log, I compared the actual count against the required number for the 6,000-hour service. Then I cross-checked what we had consumed during the overhaul: plunger O-rings, barrel seals, delivery valve seat O-rings, and the backup spares. Beside me, Oiler B. Darwin watched closely. Since he assisted in the overhaul, I took the chance to teach him how to properly classify and record the O-rings. I explained the importance of material types, Viton, nitro, and high-temperature compounds, and why they must match the fuel system specification. Once everything was tallied, I updated the inventory book and prepared a request for the missing sizes. Better to order early than end up short on the next overhaul. Before leaving the workshop, I sealed the O-rings in labeled zip bags, stored them in the parts cabinet, and logged the remaining quantity in the computer. It was a small task, but completing the O-ring inventory meant our maintenance system stayed clean, organized, and ready for the next job. A quiet but essential part of keeping the ship's machinery running smoothly. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more engine room stories, maintenance tips, and life at sea. Thank you for your support.